Welcome back. Now, SMMEs make a significant contribution to the economy. Estimates peg its contribution to local GDP to be in the range of 34 to 61%. Now, this underscores the importance of the Department of Small Business Development. Tomorrow, the budget vote on the small business development will be delivered for the 2025-26 financial year. In the 2024-25 financial year, the department highlighted 5 main areas to improve market access and localization with a total allocation of 2.4 billion rand. Just how well has the department fared on these since then? SA Minister of Small Business Development, Stella Ndabeni, joins us now. Minister, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. Now, just looking back on the department's decade-long journey, can you just highlight some of the contributions you've made to economic development? We talk about SMEs being the bedrock of the economy.
Thank you so much. Of course, I must start by saying the work that we do cuts across every sector. So it's important for everyone to understand that. Now, if you're cutting across every sector, it means you've got to have sector specialists that are able to identify opportunities and challenges that are in the different sectors that are faced by small businesses. The first one you have already spoken to, and you did say that we focused on 5. The issue of access to finance, which is what most entrepreneurs are struggling with. And this is why we've managed to disperse about 3.2 billion rands through our agency, the Small Enterprise Development and Financial Agency. And this 3.2 billion rands goes in different programs that we are providing for the small businesses that are into manufacturing, small businesses that are into direct lending, the micro lenders, the township and rural owned businesses, the Youth Challenge Fund, which targets young people, the finance that we provide for the people living with disabilities. So all of this we cluster together in order to make sure that we're able to spread the little budget that we have. But of course, at the center of that is making sure that small and medium enterprises, they participate meaningfully in the economy. And yeah, I'm proud to say we spent that 3.2 billion, which went beyond 100,000 businesses that we supported.
And talk to me about how then the department has gone about working with other departments. As you mentioned that, you know, this the work that you do cuts across a whole lot of other departments within government.
We're working with lots of departments. We've signed MOUs with the Department of Forestry, Fisheries. And again, we're looking at supporting at the cooperatives in the fishing industry, access to market, access to equipment.
Yeah.
We're working with them on that. And also, we are working with the Department of Basic Education in terms of looking at how can we exploit the public procurement opportunities that are there, school furniture amongst others. The teams are finalizing the memorandum of agreement. We are working with the Department of Police, again, to leverage on public procurement. We're working with DTIC, you know, that's our twin brother. We have no choice. We stack together to do things differently, even when we take some of the products that are produced here in South Africa by small businesses and we're taking them outside the country. We are working with the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Land and Rural Development. We're working with the Department of Electricity, with the Department of Mining. Also, we're working with the Department of Tourism. So we are working across all the departments. Others, we're finalizing the MOUs because we want to be specific on which area of cooperation that we must partner on, just like the Department of Arts and Culture as we seek to empower the creative sector.
You mentioned access to market, access to finance, and let's start there, right? We had the 500 million rand allocated to spaza shops recently. What's behind the slow uptake? Because it does seem like not many spaza shops are taking up the funding. Is it an issue of some of these dealers not knowing about the funding, perhaps not registering fast enough?
I don't think it's the issue of not knowing, because we've received information that more than 80,000 spaza shops registered.
Okay.
And out of that 80,000 plus, about 63,000 are South African owned. But the challenges that we've experienced as we go to the municipalities, because the registration is done manually, that's one of the challenges. But when you look also at the capability of the people that are assisting the businesses at a local municipality level is a challenge on its own in terms of understanding how to register these businesses, but also checking for those in terms of the verification of the personal identity. Then they go to the business site where they must verify that indeed this business exists. When they go to the business site, people will operate in their garages, and there's lots of zonal laws that are put into place, rezoning laws, that are put into place, and other bylaws that are not adhered to. Then they conflate those to say, we can't register you because you are not meeting this requirement.
Okay.
And this 500 million is meant to address those gaps. So that's why now we dispersed our team of 52 business regulation officers to all the districts to work with the local municipalities to say, we are assisting these people. The money that we've set aside is not just for stock. It's money to assist businesses with compliance. If you are saying they need to refurbish this building, we help them with the refurbishments. If they need shelving, let them be assisted with the shelves. If they need refrigerators, as there are laws to say, if you're going to sell food, you must have a cold storage or a refrigerator and all the things that are put in place. But the other critical thing is that our own people that are owning the spaza shops, they don't understand compliance, which is why we said, so let them be educated on these compliance measures so that we help them to be compliant.
Okay.
So they are scared to go and apply, but at the same time, the municipalities do not have the capacity to help them. So that's why we are beefing up the teams and working with the wholesale and retail sector to provide the skills and the education that is required for them. But yeah, the numbers are trickling.
Yeah.
As I'm speaking to you now, our teams, they were telling me that out of the 3,000 plus that has applied for the fund, 1,000 plus is in the finalization process, because as I'm saying, there should be verification, identification and all those things. Because if we just take you because they've registered and we give you money, then tomorrow we find that you were not the right or the relevant or intended beneficiary. So those are the things that they're working on.
So spaza shops, just one of, the mechanisms within the township rural economy. Talk to me about how the department has been going about unlocking the full potential within the township and rural economy. I mean, we just got those employment numbers today, and we see provinces like KwaZulu-Natal, provinces like Eastern Cape reporting some of the biggest job losses.
Well, the department has a program that we call the Township and Rural Enterprise Program, wherein we provide blended financing to businesses that are operating in the townships and rural areas. It goes up to 1 million rands. It targets the different businesses that you find in a town. Your normal chistanyama, your hair salon, your butchery, your bakery, and all of those. And we are supporting them there. But again, the issue is on the compliance side, that they're not able to apply. Some of them are not able to apply because of these requirements that they don't meet, which is why we said, as we are looking at registering the spaza shops, our teams are going around registering all the businesses that are there to assist them, tax compliance and everything that they need to know, so that they can all be able to apply for the support that we have. As I'm speaking to you, we've dispersed more than 500 million just the last financial year to township businesses. We are even looking at announcing bigger things, but I'm going to keep that for the budget vote.
All right. So from my understanding, it's not an issue of knowledge. It's an issue of compliance.
Most of the time, it's compliance.
Okay.
That they know that there's money, but they don't know how to access it.
Okay.
When they go and want to access it, then they must have this, and they don't have.
Now, with the upcoming G20 SME ministerial meeting, how do you see the platform now contributing to the creation of inclusive policies and just to support small businesses, as you will be engaging with academics, engaging with ministers from different countries that are also heads of the small business department?
Well, we see this as a great opportunity to have discussions with policymakers and entrepreneurs themselves and the different sectors that you spoke about. Most of the time, people just refer to small businesses, but we haven't had a great opportunity of bringing all those that are involved in trade, all those that make the law, and those that are financing sitting together to discuss what are the best ways or mechanisms that we must put in place to ensure that entrepreneurs, they're able to thrive. But at the center of that, what are the stringent rules that we put in place? Because the people that are designing trade agreements, they're not thinking about the smaller guys. The people that are designing certain policies for whatever sector, they're not thinking about the smaller guys. Now you have an opportunity of saying, you have all these great policies, but this is where they are hindering the success of the small businesses. So we'll be bringing more than 80 countries for the first time here in South Africa. ministers that have confirmed responsible for small businesses, and it's for over 2 days. Over 4 days, 2 days is dedicated for the startup conference, and the 2 days for the global small business ministers. And we're looking forward to South Africans really following up and participating on those platforms to make sure that their voice is heard, so that we carry the recommendations of those meetings to the meeting of the leaders of the G20.
And just quickly before I let you go, that brings me to my next question around market access. Are we then on platforms like that putting through our small businesses so they can have discussions with international bodies, have discussions with the export market, especially at a time where we are seeing these tariffs from the United States, and we are looking for opportunities outside of the US?
We definitely bring them to exhibit, but also to participate on saying what are the challenges, because we can bring people for export programs.
Yeah.
They come and exhibit, but then the regulations that are put in place are not enabling. So we're having all those discussions, the impact of the tariffs that you're talking about, but including the currency rate, because the exchange rate that people complain about. So we bring all of those players, the entire small business ecosystem together. Big business, small business, lawmakers, academics. How do we come together to make sure that we create a conducive environment for small businesses to thrive? But before I then step off, if this was your last, earlier on we spoke about the township businesses and the support. We're in the process of finalizing the township and rural economic development policy, because we are saying it's high time that we focus on developing the township and rural economy. And for us to do that, we've got to make sure that we build capability to the businesses in the townships. For now, they don't have the capability to serve the market that they have. That's why most of the products, they're sourced outside. So we're not saying everything can be done in the township. That's impractical. But we are saying at least if you have spaza shop, let there be a wholesaler in a township. If there are people who are involved in carpentry, let's make sure that there's a factory that can support the day-to-day work and the service that is needed by the people. Hence, we want to really focus on our localization policy implementation, which arises out of the industrial master plans that we have developed.
Minister, thanks so much for your time and sharing those insights. We'll definitely look out for that budget vote coming up this week. That was SA's Minister of Small Business Development, Stella Ndabeni.